on, yeah, I'm gonna... Hello! Hello! Hi guys. I'm ready whenever, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'd say not great. I can't really think, it just wasn't very extensive. It was very male focused, because I actually went to an all-girls school, so you'd think that that's such an amazing opportunity to focus on like female sex education, but it wasn't great.
So the Tampax lady used to come around and give you a bit of an education on how to use sanitary towels and what have you. And that was all very, even that was quite blasé.
Oh, mine was only in biology and science lessons, and that was it. And there was no, never any emotional stuff, no relationships, there was nothing.
I figured out that I liked women before I had a phone or access. Before I even realised that I could actually like women, before I realised that there was a word for it. And then I think it was once I got social media that I started finding, oh, there's other people like me. Oh, this is why I feel like this. I watched this show called One Day at a Time, which I related to so much. It was just lovely. I think that was one of the first times I was like, oh my God, this is someone that actually represents me. And that was really cool. That was really exciting. And that helped because then it kind of drew it away from this gross, man's perspective on lesbianism and more towards actual lesbians.
So what's queer? Who's queer? Because we said to Bethy, we're not queer. I'm too old to be. We're not queer.
That's okay.
The word, to me, it's like you're really stating the word different from heterosexual. Because if that's almost stating that, that's, to me, it's reiterating that heterosexuality is the norm. Because if you use the queer for all the other terms, you're saying you're different to the norm, which I don't agree with.
Well, there's an old saying, there's now as queer as folk. And that the meaning of that is that there's nothing quite as odd as the human race.
I think with the word queer, the fact that that's been reclaimed, where it used to be used as a term queer, but now it's nice, it's an actual identity that queer people can use, as a somewhat umbrella term. I think it's also important to recognise the differences within the queer community, the LGBT community, all the different labels. They're there for a reason. They're there for people to identify with. I'm a lesbian and I'm not afraid to say that. I also don't like it if people only refer to me as queer.
I think also for children who aren't queer, to have that education it's confirming that it's normal for do you know what I mean? There's not just straight and that's normal, it's everyone. And at least for myself, as a bisexual woman, I think that sort of really heteronormative sex education that I experienced, definitely made me repress that side of myself. And I think it's important and it's the responsibility of adults to create a safe space for people. And I do think things are changing, but I don't know.
If we're only talking about sex between a man and a woman, it's creating the narrative that that's the only sexual health help that there is. I don't know, it's weird. It's a weird thing when a huge part of your identity is something that is still quite out of the norm. So, yeah.
So I think that whole so sex education, if we take it one step further, it shouldn't be the gay community shouldn't have to educate the heterosexual world about how to bloody treat us. I feel so sad when I hear there's young people out there having to hide it like we did and what have you. We still don't hold hands walking down the street, and I'm so sad about that. because we live in a very middle class area and we run a business, and I still feel people would find it uncomfortable. Yeah. Why should we worry, Charlie, about how we make people, how can we make people feel uncomfortable when we've been together 28 years and took a child out of the care system? But so why do I still worry? And I think that's deep.
That's deep.
Yeah,
that comes from deep. That sex education has a place in school, but it has a place in government as well, to make sure that everybody is protected and equality. Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
And that's me on my drum banging it for the gayers.